I felt sort of the most insane sense of freedom, I think. It's intense, like you've got to be ready to pump it early on a Saturday morning. Rowing's the thing I find most enjoyable right now. It's very traditional. I noticed the other day that the gig I was rowing in is like older than me. And I'm like, holy, this is vintage. You're probably never really going to be able to do anything quite like it.
Ready to lift and down.
The water is always going to be there, and so are these old gig boats. It just will not change. It's so stubborn. I think that's so wonderful. I like the feeling of power down the boat, especially when you're rowing with like a women's crew, and that feels kind of awesome and kind of inspiring. And I can look at every single member of the crew and I can go, damn, you inspire me, you're really cool. And I think that's why I row. There's nothing that quite adds up to having a stressful day and then being able to go out onto the water and suddenly looking back on Falmouth and being like, oh, upon reflection, my problems are okay. The coxes say to you, when it gets really turbulent and really rocky, they say, find the water. And I really like that. The water is always going to be there. You've just got to find it. You have to communicate, there's no question of it, and because everyone's so lovely, everyone's doing the same sort of thing as you and so is pretty much as mad as you are getting up as early, you can't help but get along with them. You can't help but make new connections with everyone because you're all united by the fact that you're all doing this mad sport. In terms of motivation, I can put it down to the boat and all that means and who's in it and what that represents. It's always, right, do it for the boat, do it for the boat, do it for the boat. I think, especially when you're rowing with 5 other rowers and a cox, and they're all rowing so hard and you can feel the power, you can't help but be motivated by that. It's the joint effort put into pushing this heavy wooden 9-foot-long boat along that motivates you to do another stroke, take another stroke, recover, take another stroke. The rhythm of it is addictive and you can't not. You have to take another stroke. We're united by heritage. And I think that's cool. Every single club is more of a family because everyone is friends with everyone else. So I've been doing it since I was about like 13, 14. So I've always had like strong thighs and I've always had a strong back and I've always wanted to go faster and do more cardio. And I've always enjoyed it. It's made me strong physically as well as mentally because you've got to have quite a lot of mental fortitude to even attempt rowing, I think. I also like the blisters on my hands. Each one sort of shows that I am stronger and I've built up resilience against a silly piece of wood that I'm pulling through the water, and I appreciate that. it's made me happier because I get outside a lot more. It's made me realise that it's all right, even if I've had a rocky time and the water's there, and I'll find the water and I'll take another stroke and it's okay. I love it. I love it. You get addicted to it, I think.